And we found ourselves there in the first week of August, and then we registered the name, put it as an NGO, NPO, and started putting structure in place. Our constitution is being completed. It takes a little bit.
Right.
And we are moving forward with the board of directors, by me being the head, with the concerned parent movement. We really came forward based on the fact that the National Parent Teachers Association is before the courts. For the last year and a half, almost 2 years, we've been before the courts. And we now have a gag order from the Justice Department, so we cannot speak under the name of the PTA or the NCPTA as it's called now.
Right.
So we speak for the children, and coming out of the concerned parent movement, we now advocate for the holistic development of the family. So it's not just a PTA. We are not a PTA movement anymore. To say we are not speaking as a PTA, we are speaking as a concerned parent body movement for the holistic development of the family, which covers a wide range of government ministries, assistance, including social development, the unemployment rate, so forth, cost of living, the health sector, and so forth. So we are speaking for the whole family, and now we are speaking for the vaccination of our children as we speak, and we also speak out on our working class that is being discriminated on in terms of the vaccine. So we are not against the vaccine, but we want to get good knowledge. We want our people, our citizens, to be well knowledgeable of why and how and so on from our government. That's why we are treating it this way, as a concerned parent.
Right. All right. So I would have seen, I believe Ms. Rahim is your PRO?
That's correct.
Right.
Shamila Rahim.
Yes. So I would have seen her on a couple of television morning shows where she would have been, basically presenting the position of the movement insofar as it pertains to the vaccination of children. And two of the issues that she expressed concern about at that time was one, that the Pfizer vaccine, which had been approved for children, at that time it had not received full FDA approval. And since then it has received that approval, one. And two, she was concerned about some of the potential side effects such as myocarditis, pericarditis, and the like. And the hosts would have asked her, so what is it exactly that you all are asking for? And she would have indicated that she would like the government to present the data, the statistics, and so on with respect to the concerns as to the possible side effects. But what was thrown out to her is the fact that the ministry has been putting out information, and it appeared, based on some of the things that she was saying, that she had done her research and had her own information as well. So is it that the movement is really open to the information that the government puts out, or is it that, as some people think, that it's a convenient excuse really to advocate for the children not to get vaccinated?
Well, the government has been putting out their data out there. We are not saying, but I don't think all the data is out there from the government, and I cannot say if the government really has been getting all the data from FDA and so forth. We cannot say that. So that's why we are asking questions, and one of the questions that I would have put forward when it comes to the data is our young females coming into puberty. This is something that's not been out there in the data. It's not been out there in our short-term and long-term effects of our children when they get the vaccine. Now, we are coming to the forefront now, where our young females between the ages of 12, 16, 17 is having real menstrual issues, including adults. But more concern is for our younger ones who have taken the one shot and is now having serious cramps and serious pains like never before, serious bleeding as never before. And it's something that was never touched on or put out there by the FDA or the CDC per se as one of the strains side effects that you may be looking out for. Right. I myself never looked at it that way, and a lot of parents didn't look at it that way. So that is one of the concerns, but my main concern is the government of Trinidad and Tobago and the fact that they put into the consent form for our parents a disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
And we have seen in North America there's no such thing as a disclaimer. If your vaccine is good, there's no such thing. We have never heard of a disclaimer being put out there, especially here now at this point where the government distanced themselves from any short-term effect or anything that may come about your child that you will have to foot the bill. So I was clearly asking the question on Tuesday, Mohammed, and we were clearly stated that if the government can remove that disclaimer, the concerned parent movement will surely be speaking to our parents for them to take their child out there, get their vaccination, any short-term effects that the government will foot the bill.
Right.
Because we know short-term effect could be a week, 2 weeks, or 2 years.
Right.
You understand? So, and we are seeing it's happening out here. A lot of parents is coming forward. A lot of people is now speaking out on their effects. It may not be as a result of the vaccine, but in the human mind, if they get the vaccine and they feel a certain way, they're going to blame the vaccine. It's
right.
obvious.
So you're calling for the removal of the disclaimer?
That's correct. Okay. At this point in time, a lot of parents, I see a great percentage of our parents is looking closely at that, and they are asking for it to be removed so they can move forward. And if the child gets sick, they have something to fall back on in terms of medication and medical assistance.
Right. All right. So the ministry has announced that come October 4th, school in-person classes would resume for forms 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Right. What is your movement's position on that?
Well, we don't have a problem with school reopening from 4 to 6 with form 4s to form 6. The only problem we are looking at right now in terms of that, the government is saying only the vaccinated to come out, right?
Yeah.
We have concern, whereas our teachers are coming out, but they are not privy or they don't have to declare whether they are vaccinated or not. And I think it must be fair to the student as well, that if you, the teacher, is coming out, you should be able to stop at the gate and give the MTS guard that credibility by showing your card that you are also vaccinated. This is something that we are serious about, and if it's good for you, it's good for me too. You see? You see, back in early August, the government, the Ministry of Health, the Minister of Health, by extension, the government, would have clearly stated that they are looking for herd immunity, 70% herd immunity from our population, our senior population. And when our senior population didn't step up to the plate and give that 60-70% herd immunity to the government, they went over to our student population. Now we must look at the facts and the figures that the government is looking at, and clearly ask the question. We know that 19,000 students write SCA every year, roughly 19,000.
Right.
So throughout the country, Form 5 students should be roughly 18,005 coming together with the few dropouts you may have, right? 18,000 plus, right? We are saying 18,000 plus. Form 5, probably Form 6, the same thing. And if you are asking for Form 4, it's the same thing. The percentage of students that's vaccinated now is roughly 34%. And we are saying if you have 34% of our student population vaccinated, and you have roughly 40% of our nation adult population vaccinated, I think you should have reached the herd immunity, if that's what you were looking for. Now, clearly, we have seen as a stakeholder in education, we clearly would have looked at the vaccine drive by the government of Trinidad and Tobago for our students, whether you coming into the compound vaccinated or not. The vaccine has nothing to do with education at this point in time. We clearly have seen that, and that is something that's wrong. If you are saying you cannot come into the compound if you are unvaccinated as a student, you are depriving the children their right to an education. Okay, and if again you are saying blended learning, then we are asking the government of Trinidad and Tobago, by way of the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Finance, to put the necessary payments out there to our principals as we speak. Our principals are asking for their trans to come down so they can do what's necessary in the schools. We are asking that our connectivities within the schools be upgraded. We are asking for routers to be strategically placed in our schools, our secondary schools, so that teachers and students can work hand in hand. Those students that are home that cannot, based on medical reasons, whatever the medical reason, that they have to stay home away because they cannot be vaccinated at this time. We must look at that seriously, and those students will be online. And again, the ministry clearly stated that if you are fully vaccinated and you want to be online, you have that choice. Mm-hmm. So we have choices, and it's for the government now to put the necessary routers and connectivity within our school system for our children to continue learning at home. Now we know learning at home for our children, some may like it, some will work very good at it, and some want that camaraderie. They want that public relation effort where they can meet their friends and socialize and so forth. Children are out there asking for it. Children out there are telling their parents they want the vaccine, right? Some are saying they don't want it. Now we must be mindful that while we are speaking, they are having their own meetings among us. And it's something we the adults fail to realize, that those young adults are having their own Zoom meeting. As age 13, 12, they are communicating and they are saying, well, I got my shot, but I feel real sick, and this is how they are communicating. And they're the ones out there that is driving the force behind either getting the vaccine or not getting the vaccine. Right. Now, we have parents who is dominant and say, let's go. We have grown up that way. We never disrespect our parents. But we have parents in this day and age who give their children the opportunity to be that mature person, to decide, make a decision because it's their life. And we must understand that, the government must understand that the children are speaking and they are not quiet. They are speaking. We are not hearing their voice, but they are speaking. They speak to us. We ask the question and they answer. You see, so we must be mindful what they want and what they don't.
So Clarence, tell me, is it that your movement is open to vaccinated and unvaccinated students going back, being given the opportunity to go back to school and mingle and so on? Or is it that the movement, because I know there are parents who say they have concerns about sending their children out by virtue of the fact that the potential of their child contracting the virus is there. And now with the information coming out that Delta is here and it's in the general population, as the minister said yesterday, it's no longer at our doorsteps, it's now in our living room. So it throws something else into the mix now, that whereas before, a month ago or 2 months ago, where the only issue would have been, okay, should I vaccinate my child or not? There being the argument that a lot of people put out to say, well, both the vaccinated and unvaccinated could get the virus, right? Yeah. At that time, we were dealing basically more or less with the less contagious strains, and we were dealing with the ancestral disease, the original COVID-19. Now Delta is here, and we are seeing, based on what we're seeing internationally, the majority of students who are impacted by the virus, it's really the Delta that is really affecting the children. So does this now change the position of the concerned parents' movement, given the fact there's a greater risk to your child now, right? Mm-hmm. So that's one. And then two, the whole use of let's face it, there are some parents who might be using the whole, as they want to call it, vaccine apartheid or the discrimination to not get the children vaccinated, and therefore they say they prefer to keep them home because of that. But let's face it, there are parents who see the financial benefit. I don't have to find passage money to get the child to go to school, right?
Yeah.
And so there's a savings for them. So there are some parents who prefer to keep it as is because the child not doing bad online, and it's saving them money in their pocket too, especially in these hard times. Some parents might have lost their job, and therefore it's in their best interest to continue the status quo, right? So, but we need to be able to disaggregate how much of that is really because of genuine concern about vaccinating a child, and it's just because of the economics of the thing. So I go back to the original question. Now that Delta is in the population, and Delta seems to be the variant that is most impacting students, is the position of the concern movement now a little different from what it was a month ago? Because even the concerns about pericarditis and so on, the medical professionals have said that you're just as much or even more so likely to get that if it is you get the actual virus, right? And I know, as I said, that was the main concern that was being advocated by Miss Rahim. So now that Delta is, what is your position on that?
Well, at this point in time, we are the same position. It's a freedom of choice, and we say to our parents, the choice is yours. We have seen the Delta perform in North America and other parts of the world. We are seeing it coming into the country, and we are saying to the government of Trinidad and Tobago again, Ministry of Health, we are saying vaccinate our children between the ages of 12 to 16 based on the FDA report. 12 to 16, not 12 to 18 anymore, 12 to 16. And I'm saying children under 12 living in the same household, what's there for them? We are asking the question, what's there for them? There's nothing in place for children newborn to age 11. Let's say age 11 or age 12. Nothing in there, no vaccine, anything.
Right.
These children are primary school students. Okay? They live in the same household. They travel the public transport system to school. Same way. So what is in it for those children that will make a difference in the 12 to 16 getting a vaccine and the 1 to 11 not getting a vaccine? My brother, my sister, sleeping in the bed with me, eating in the same plate, going to school, we going together. I'm vaccinated, you not. Right? You not. Teachers in primary schools, the same thing. Whether they are vaccinated or not, they will have to deal with it when that time reaches. So are we keeping our younger ones away from school the same way and keeping them online? Or if that is the case, I'm saying again, the vaccination for our children is not about they coming out to school and getting an education or in a better position. It's for herd immunity. And if it's not for herd immunity and it's for the education and the welfare of our children, then it should be for all. It should be for all. We know that the FDA has not approved any vaccine for under 12 as yet. We know that. But I'm saying as we speak now, if the vaccine, as we know, as I know it, or concerned parents, what we are looking at, the vaccine, the protective mechanism from dying, not from getting sick. And this is the reality of it. The reality of the vaccine, it's an experimental drug which has been approved by the FDA, and we must clearly understand it's a protective mechanism. It's not going to ever stop the COVID-19. We're going to live with the COVID-19 like all other viruses would have come out in the past, and the human being would probably adapt at some point in time. The body will adapt. While just the same way the vaccine is adapting, and you get in various Delta strain and whatever other strain. But in terms of us changing our position stays the same. And we are looking now at our parents having a freedom of choice. Now the government has made it clear to keep your child home. And we are saying to the government, Ministry of Education, okay, if those parents care to keep their children home, are you now going to put them in the statistics of dropouts? Or are you going to put them in the statistics of absent until such time? Are you going to send the police and the school social services officer to visit that home? You see?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we must look at the rights of the child, United Nations rights of the child for education and all that good stuff. Right? And in saying that, we are asking the government, the Ministry of Finance, that the Ministry of Education should get a larger trance in this year's budget, waiting to see it. Education should have the largest budget. I don't think national security need anything. I'm being clear. National security needs nothing more than what they've been getting all along, maybe less. Being the fact that they cannot even choose a commissioner of police, since I know myself. Okay? Being real about it, concerned parents have lots to say about that too, but that's another thing. Okay? We are saying that our students must be afforded the opportunity for a fair education. It must not be a segregated education system. We have children that is sick that will not be able to go into the schools. We know that. We know that. So we are asking you to spend a little more on education for the development of our children. We are seeing where the mental health issue is very serious, but it's not being spoken about.
Mm-hmm.
It's just talk. When that time reaches, we'll talk about mental health. But it continues to grow and manifest itself within the family.
Yeah.
We're not speaking about that. And our children is stronger than us as we speak in terms of that. But they need that mental health from society. What they are hearing from us, the adults, they are taking it and they are dealing with it the best way they can. They want to be out there with their friends. They want to be out in school. They want to take the vaccine. And if you give them the opportunity, they all will go and take the vaccine. All our children will. You see?
But you see, then two clients, and that's a good point that you raised there, because we know that these children are in the different WhatsApp groups and so on, and they're talking. So you'd have conversations between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated.
Yeah.
The problem is, of course, is the information that is out there, and some people are just akin to looking for information that satisfies their own inner desire not to take it. Because I've had conversations with persons, adults, who have made up their mind they're not going to take it, and when I listen to somebody's reasons, it's to my mind, I would call it ridiculous. But I would think parents need to have that conversation with the children and give the children some level of choice, right? Because I was having a discussion over the weekend with someone because on Saturday CIC had their it's not really an orientation, but the students were coming in to drop off their documents, and we had packages prepared for them and so on. And someone brought to my attention the fact that, given one of the things that we may not look at is from let's say with respect to sports, as you know, in the schools they have different divisions, age divisions in terms of the football and the different things. Some of these students would lose out on that opportunity by virtue of the fact that when in-person school returns in earnest, they would have passed that age. So like the under 13 and so on and stuff. Some of them who are in the higher forms and whether it be the first 11 or all these different things, they're going to lose out on these opportunities, right? And that has impact and consequences for them going forward, because some of these sports could actually help them to develop opportunities later on. Perhaps if they want to pursue, they hope to join the Toronto football team or the cricket team or whatever, it starts here.
Yes.
And opportunities are being missed. And perhaps there needs to be a conversation with parents drawing this to their attention. Well, look, we understand freedom of choice, but look at the bigger picture, the opportunities that you may be depriving your child of because you choose to listen to what most people may say is propaganda. Again, you sift the information and you make your choice. If you decide as an adult you're not going to do it, but the consequences for you might not be as much as your child missing out on these what could potentially be life-changing opportunities. And when that was brought to my attention, when this discussion is not being had, and maybe some parents, if you were to bring that to their attention, because they may seem, well, my child is inclined to sports and so on, my child is good in football, good in cricket, good in tennis, as the case may be. Am I really depriving my child of these opportunities? So let me give them a choice. Let me, because I think there's over 38,000 students have been inoculated so far without side effects.
That's good.
Yeah. And also, so that's Bruce, you have any? I know you wanted to join Mr. Mendoza's movement because my co-host here, Bruce, is also a concerned parent.
Well, we love to have all our concerned parents join our force because whether you're vaccinated or not, or whether you're against it, you all have something to bring to the table. And like I tell everyone, this is not about just the vaccine. The vaccine will come and be gone, and concerned parents will still have concerns. Like I said, it started before the vaccine. It started with the CXC Cape results. And it's going to go further because we have parents, just like you say, they're not working. You know, son, unemployment is up there. We heard 5-point-something%, but I know physically it's more like 10-point-something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because in the construction field and in the fast food industry and all these small business people who would have operated their own business would have had to close up shop. The restaurants, the bars especially, I would say about 75% probably shut their doors and selling market goods.
Right.
So you know that all this is unemployment rate. So we speak on these things and this will come to pass. You know,
so you have a broader mandate than just vaccination.
That's correct. That's correct.
So Bruce, you have any questions for Mr. Mendoza? Because I see the countdown. I'd want to bring him back in after you do the obituary so we could take some calls.
Okay, no problem. But I'll have to restart the the meeting.
Yeah. So we'll have to resend the thing.
No problem.
Zoom have a
So no problem. But
thanks again.
No problem, man.
Yes, no. So Bruce, would you have anything for Mr. Mendoza?
No, my main concern was that we educate ourselves before we just jump out and say we don't want this, we don't want that, and that was my biggest concern. Because at the first point, all I was hearing from the group was that we don't want this future and we don't want that and we don't want the other. And I said, but we're not educating ourselves and not hearing any talk on the education of the whole thing. And that was my biggest concern. You understand? And I say now, I hear about concerned parents, but how come nobody never invite me to this group? So, Mr. Mendoza, I'll be talking to you. Yeah.
We're on the same page, Bruce.
Yeah.
We're on the same page. Parents are asking that they want to hear more. And I realized the minister and the Ministry of Education took it to the market and took it to the malls. And it's something that I told them. I said, each educational district, the Ministry of Health should have been on the ground there. Giving the parents on the ground, letting them know exactly where, hey, you have the option, this is what it is, this is how it goes. And, you know, in a medical field, people like to hear it on the ground. You know, we might know the legal terms, but some parents don't. And I'm saying again, the literacy rate in Trinidad and Tobago, we know a lot of people cannot read.
Yep.
You know?
So guys, we have to go to do 2 obituaries now, and we'll return. I'm going to send over the link for the meeting, Dominic. So we'll all come back in and we'll take some calls when we come back from that.
Nice.
So guys, keep it locked. We'll be right back.
And right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
The Street 909 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Ulrich Yearwood, who passed away peacefully at the age of 84 on Saturday, the 11th of September 2021. Ulrich Yearwood will be remembered as the common-law husband of Roxanne Henry, father of Deborah Williams, Joanne Charles, Dexter Charles, Kathy Ann Charles, Crystal Yearwood, Wendell Charles, deceased, and Francisco Charles, grandfather of Keisha Charles, Damian Moore, and Javon Charles, great-grandfather of 6. The homegoing service for the late Ulrich Yearwood will be at 11 a.m. on Thursday, the 23rd of September 2021, held at the Bethel New Life in Christ Ministry International Church, Church Lane, 9th Avenue, North Barataria, thence to the Tunapuna Cemetery for final resting. Further inquiries can be made at Ideal Funeral Sanctuary Limited, located at number 9 Jenningham Street, Pittsburgh, San Juan, or contact at 674-2071. We've also been asked to announce the passing of Anthony Atale of 7 Savory Terrace, Belmont, passed away peacefully on Friday, the 17th of September 2021, at the age of 50. He will be lovingly remembered as the son of Andy Atale and Patricia Moraldo Atale, deceased, husband of Beverly Williams Atale, father of Antonia, Alex, Anthony, and Madison, brother of Alex Atale, deceased, Alvin Atale, deceased, Anton, Ansel, and Aretha Atale Williams, uncle of Kiana, Daniela, Ada, Alex, and Danny. The funeral service for the late Anthony Atale takes place on Thursday, the 23rd of September 2021 at 2 p.m. at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, Independence Square, North, Port of Spain, thence for cremation at Belgrove's Funeral Home and Crematorium. COVID-19 protocols will be observed. Proceedings will be streamed via YouTube. Inquiries can be made at Simpsons Memorial Limited at 623-8688.
And right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
So welcome back on the inside. I'm just waiting for Dominic and our guest Mr. Mendoza to return to the meeting, and we will be opening up the lines to then take your calls. So just bear with us. Let's see. Right. So nice. 2-0. Yes, Dominic. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, so we're back inside.
So we're just waiting for Mr. Mendoza to come back in?
Yeah.
Right.
Very well.
Right. So we have Mr. Mendoza back inside. Right. So Clarence, if you had to give a rough estimate as to the size of your membership, what would you say that is?
Right now, we are roughly 3,400 members. And on our Facebook page, we opened up our Facebook page roughly about 3.5 weeks now. Almost roughly a month. And it's up there roughly 400 Facebook users.
Right. So, and it's safe to say that the majority of your members, if not all of them, hold the view that they're not going to vaccinate their children?
No.
Right. All right.
We are not that way. We are open body. And like I said, we are concerned parents. We have those concerned that the protection of their children by way of the vaccine. And we have those that don't want their child to be vaccinated based on religious belief and medical history.
Okay.
Right, so have you all thought about doing some sort of forum whereby parents who may be part of your group and who would have joined your group for other concerns, but who may have vaccinated their children, and they could perhaps come and give testimonials? Well, look, my child got vaccinated, and this is the case. So perhaps allay fears that some other parents may have who are part of the group with respect to vaccination. Yeah.
Yes, we would have had that in our first discussion. Our first discussion with parents, we had over 300 parents. The platform could have hold 300. We maxed out our 300, and then they were streaming live on Facebook. We had both parents that have vaccinated their children and those that didn't. And we asked them up front our protocol rules for the platform that we wouldn't be disrespectful to anyone. Right? Everyone has the freedom to give their views how they choose without one, stepping on their toes and telling them they shouldn't or whatever the case may be. So it was a very fruitful meeting to hear from parents who would have taken their children to get vaccinated and those who haven't as yet but wants more answers and asking more questions, and those who of the religious belief categorically not going to vaccine themselves or their child. So we have all those in one nutshell, and it was a very harmonious discussion. And I guess coming out of that discussion, some parents would have taken their child to get vaccinated after. Their own child.
So let me play devil's advocate here. You vaccinated?
Yes, I am. I'm my wife is fully vaccinated.
Right.
Yeah. My grandchildren and so forth, they are fully vaccinated.
Right.
You understand? So,
yes.
I mean, not all of them, because one of my daughters says she's not going to carry her little pygmy to get vaccinated at all. She said she went through too much pain to make that one little child. You understand? And she's not going to do that. I said, well, say you are the choice. Have a discussion, you and your husband, and they pulling and tugging. So I say, well, it's for you all to make that decision, not me.
Right. Nice. And so we'll open the lines in the few minutes we have left within this hour. Yes. So Clarence, I give you fair warning. I have some listeners who want to chew you up and spit you out. So go your back, broad, right? So I'm telling you, come front. If they get heat, I between you and them.
That's correct. That's correct. That's correct.
And guys,
so these callers know themselves. So I would admonish you, please be respectful.
Please,
we don't like to cut people off, but all right,
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
So I have a call. I have one here. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Titans of Democracy.
Hey, Massachusetts, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Mr. Mendoza, 2 quick questions. 1, are you, your loved ones, and friends vaccinated?
You heard Mr. Mendoza, he's asking if you and your loved ones are vaccinated.
Yes, we are.
You are? Okay. Now, if anybody that you know who, based on the arguments you presented this morning, did not go and get the vaccine based on what your organization is saying, and they contracted COVID or Delta, and unfortunately passed away, how would you take on any responsibility for influencing these individuals not to take the shot? Thank you. I'll hang up and listen.
You heard him?
No, I'm not hearing him at all.
Oh, sorry about that. He was saying that if somebody who basically follows you decided not to take the jab and they got the virus and died, if you would hold responsibility to that, how would you feel about that?
No, I wouldn't hold responsibility. I wouldn't hold responsibility. The concerned parent movement wouldn't hold responsibility if an individual, a parent, didn't take the vaccine and got the COVID-19 and died. The reason why, again, the concerned parent movement is for everyone, whether you are vaccinated or not. And I'm saying again, you have a choice, okay? It's freedom of choice. We are not telling you to go and take it. We are not telling you not to go and take it. The freedom of choice, have the discussion among your family, your physician. If you know you have any comorbidity, we advise you to seek your physician, your family physician, and get the necessary physical and advice from your medical doctor.
All right. I have another call here. Caller, good morning.
Pleasant good morning to you, Bruce.
Morning.
Morning, Dominic. Good morning, Mr. Mendoza.
Pleasant good morning to you, sir.
Mr. Mendoza, you indicated this morning that you and the majority of your family are vaccinated. I'd like to engage you for a moment. Why did you decide to take the vaccine, sir? If I may ask that question.
He asked, why did you decide to take the vaccine?
I decided to take the vaccine to protect myself. And I know the vaccine is a protection mechanism. That's how I look at it as Mr. Mendoza. It's not something that will stop you from getting the virus, but it will protect you from dying. And that's how I look at it. I look at
but in the past,
will protect me,
in the past,
it
you have
not stop me from getting COVID-19.
On previous
and this is something that I
you
would
and your group and Ms. Rahim, especially Ms. Rahim, has indicated that there's no reason to take the vaccine. All the government, as these are her words, all the government needs to do is to help people to improve their immunity system. Have you ever heard her say those words, sir? Do you agree with her?
You heard him, Mr. Mendoza?
No, I'm not hearing anything coming off your set.
Brian, repeat for him again.
I am saying that your one of your colleagues, Ms. Rahim, I have heard her indicate that the government is forcing vaccinations on the public, and she does not agree with that, and that she does not see why the government should tell people to take the vaccine when all the government should be doing is helping people to improve their immune system and do not take the vaccine. Do you agree with that, sir?
You heard him, Mr. Mendoza?
Yes, I would agree with that to a certain extent. To a certain extent, but not all, because you can build up your immune system. And I'm speaking as Clarence Mendoza. You can build your immune system, and I think people have been building the immune system for years. I think our children's immune system is a lot stronger than the adults. And if we are seeing the Delta strain is attacking our children...
Are you a scientist, sir?
Then
sir,
we know
are you a scientist to make that determination?
Right?
Like you may have an opinion. You may have an opinion.
I'm speaking as Clarence Mendoza. I'm not speaking as a physician or a scientist. I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking as the concerned parent movement.
The people who we have sent to study this are saying that the best way to protect yourself is by taking the vaccine, which you, sir, have taken that advice and has taken. Why then should the concerned parents movement be of the opinion that the vaccine is not advisable to a certain extent, and that people, in your opinion, should not be taking the vaccine and they should only improve their immune system? Because I'll tell you this, there are a lot of parents who are telling their children, who are not taking their children to take the vaccine that I know of, but yet still they want to travel and they are taking the vaccine. Is it a self-serving situation as far as your movement is concerned, sir?
That's correct, sir. What you are saying is quite correct. I am not disputing that. What I'm saying, the concerned parent movement, when it comes to vaccinating your child, we have clearly asked the government to remove the disclaimer. There is a disclaimer out there that if your child becomes sick, they are not responsible. Are you aware of that? And this is why you are seeing parents not taking the chance to take their child to be vaccinated. I would vaccinate myself. I spoke to my family. It's a freedom of choice for you, the adult, to make that decision. It's a freedom of choice for you to sit with your family and have that discussion with your child. Now, we have seen where our students, our children are willing to take the vaccine, but parents don't want to take them. Is that fair?
But don't you think that
because we are the adults?
Guys, let me interject for a bit here. We have to go to the break.
Sure.
So, guys, Brian, thanks for the call. So,
no problem.
Guys, we have to go to the break, and then Dominic will have to restart the meeting after the break. So, keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Thank you. I love this.
Clarence, you're available to stay for...
See me in the place where see me in the place where girl, you're about to them friend. Second Sunday, what you say? When them girl get a taste, them could have wait the race for something. That girl get what? God, tell them my kind of style she like. What she say? Say my kind of style she like. Can you say my kind of style so? What? I'm just a take control like give it up. I don't pick up like when they cops come. She fed on a bitch and I was slow down. I've been saying business with her when I cruise now. She said she never feel this kind of love and she like hold on. I want to hear everybody sing it all. What you say right now? Mommy say, when them girl get a taste, them could have sweat. Love girl get wicked at it. What she like, son? My kind of style she like. My kind of style so sweet. Oh Lord, my kind of style she like. My kind of style so sweet. She said, baby, put it back there. Baby, put it back there. And she said, oh, put it back there. Put it back there. So you know, we got everybody on this room. Baby, put it back there. So you know, I put it back there. I put it back there.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized, with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282 or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
Hey, you keeping safe? I hope so. I don't really know what will happen when everything will back up, but the line had to go on. But in the meantime, just come online with the live wire. I'm on the Street 919 FM every Saturday from 5 to 8 p.m. Or you could check us out on the live on Facebook at the Street 919 FM or on YouTube at Street TV. Don't forget to share the live. That might just be as important as you keeping safe. So mask up, sanitize, tune in to the Street 919 FM, Lime on the Live Wire, Saturday afternoon, 5 to 8 p.m. Don't worry, I gonna be home in time for the curfew. Keep safe.
Yo, it's more mega, more chances, more money, more fun. With the mega bonus ball, win 35 to 1. Play Wiz, giving you more mega for your money. Win 35 to 1 and win mega payouts daily. Now you can win 35 to 1 in every Playway Mega Mix draw. If the mega bonus ball calls, that means even more chances to win when you play any of the mega mix options. Hey, it's more mega, more cash, more ways to win. Playway Mega Bonus Ball, unleash your winner within. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
Playing together, liming together, sharing together. Those moments will be ours again. At First Citizens, we believe that together we can get through these challenging times. Now, we are making it easier for you to get a loan that will help ease your burden. You can ask for longer repayment terms or consolidate your current loan payments into one affordable monthly installment. It's all meant to make it easier on you. Let us start the conversation today. Visit our website or email us at loans@firstcitizenstt.com. We're in this together. First Citizens, we put you first.
From the moment you first crossed eyes,
It's a girl.
to their very first bowl of cereal, open wide. Going into parenthood means nourishing your little one to reach their fullest potential. With Nestum Nature's Selections infant cereals, give 30% more whole grain with 15 vitamins and minerals, including iron, all with no added sugar. Nature's Selection. Give your baby the best. Nestum, from 6 months onwards.
There's only one way to start your week right, and that's with Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Thursday morning beginning October 7th at 9:10 a.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. Tune in on Thursday, 7th October and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday from 9:10 a.m. It's time that you live.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes, Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowbita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
All right. Thanks, boss. Nah, man. Granny,
do you have $488 to lend, man?
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of numbers 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko, Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of September 22nd, 2021 stands at new positive cases 285, total active cases 4,082, total recovered patients 43,597. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present, 49,111. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Live within your means. This is one that you've likely heard time and time again, and for good reason, because of how important it is and the significance it can have on your retirement plan. If you want to avoid taking on debt, going broke, and pushing back your chances of retiring at a reasonable age, then it is in your best interest to make sure that your overall spending is less than what you are earning to make sure you are not jeopardizing your financial future. It's always easier said than done, but it's also much easier to practice when you stick to your values and don't worry about how others are spending their money. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
Share the line. Share the line. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the line. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the line. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the line. The Street 919 FM.
So just a bit of quick information for you. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will now be open full-time to provide expert eye care services to you. All of our regular services are now available for your safety. We continue to practice established health and safety protocols, and we recommend that you make an appointment for all testing services. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours and eye testing availability and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes. For all your hardware building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, Gravel and sand. Don't forget PowerMaster, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arapita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago, off Claude Noel Highway. Yes. So, guys, welcome back.
Yes. So, Clarence, thank you for agreeing to stay with us for a little bit longer. I think I'm sure there are a couple more people who would like to have a little discussion with you. So we'll probably take about 2 more calls, Bruce, and then we'll wrap up.
No problem.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, I'd like you to direct the calls to 466-5391. Don't use the 342-0081 number, okay? Use the 466-5391, and remember, it's just 2 calls we take in, so we don't want to be too long with those 2 calls, right? So call us on 466-5391. Call on that number, please. Thank you very much. So I'm awaiting the 2 more calls. I guess the guys not either y'all not hearing me or y'all not listening to me. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce Wayne.
Morning.
Dominic. Morning, Mr. Minzoda. Mr. Minzoda, you know what? We the king and we the back. Although we are calling me stories. But you know what? The one thing we have mentioned the prayer. We are mentioning prayer at all. Because with all kind of things, but prayer is the main thing. Main thing. No matter what to do with prayer, we have to start with prayer. And anything could have and when you could have talked to your mother one long time, you could have tell your mother, you're taking this and taking that. You have to go where she say, oh, I'm not at all because the stick waiting on you, the belt waiting on you. Have a blessed day, bye-bye.
She was saying that we're not speaking about prayer. We haven't spoken about prayer. Guys, taking 1 more call. You can call me on 466-5391. Call me on 466-5391.
Clarence, I don't know what went on there, but we had some people who would normally comment on stuff they heard you say. We say anybody there?
I have one here. Let me see.
All right.
Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
I was wondering why Mr. Mendoza isn't given he should be able to give a guarantee to if the trend dies. Because you listened to me and you did not give me, you listen to me, I did not give the injection, the vaccine. You're supposed to stand up for that, Sharon. The answer he gave is that he's not forcing. But the government also is not forcing anybody. The government not forcing anybody to take it. So why must the government remove that clause? They're supposed to put that clause in their thing. Right? Thank you.
Okay. She said, I didn't get everything so properly. She was talking.
Yeah, well, what I got, Clarence, is that she's saying the issue that with respect to unvaccinated children, right? And the position of your organization, that the unvaccinated, if it is they die, that you although have a clause in your movement to say, well, if we give information and they don't get vaccinated and they die, that we take responsibility for that. And she's saying that the government should not have to put a clause in, well, with respect to the disclaimer, that they shouldn't remove it because the government is forcing nobody to take anything. So it's not mandated, and therefore the disclaimer is there, but the choice is yours as to whether or not you want to vaccinate your child.
That's correct. And the concerned parent movement is not telling you not to vaccinate your child. Mm-hmm. We are telling you have a choice. So you have parents who have the choice to go out there and vaccinate their child. What we are saying, the disclaimer that's on the document, parents must be aware of it. They must read it and understand that when their child gets sick, don't come out here crying to the government. You see, we are asking the government if they want to ramp up the vaccination of these children, they can remove that clause, that disclaimer, because in North America it doesn't have that. It falls on the ambit of the principal. And we are seeing here in Trinidad that it will reach to the doors of the principal come October 4th. It will reach there. It will reach to the gate. Parents will be out there because we have parents who want their child to be educated, but do not want their child to be vaccinated. We must be real about it. You see? So it's not concerned parents telling you, do not vaccinate your child. We are telling you, it's a freedom of choice. The choice is yours to go out there, vaccinate your child or not, or don't vaccinate your child. The choice is yours. You look at the wrongs and the rights and weigh the difference. I weighed it for myself and my family, and I said it's a protective mechanism for us. So it's for other families to do the same.
So, Clarence, just before we go, any of the members of your group, the parents, have they expressed any of them indicated that their children have fallen out of the system as a result of the online learning? Or
no, they are all in the program. But what comes out from the membership and the group, we have members who are not vaccinated and who are not taking their child to be vaccinated. We have that, and we are not telling them, hey, get up and take your child. It's the right thing to do. We are not doing that. Like I said, the choice is yours for you to sit and make that decision with your husband, your wife, your mother, your child. Have that family discussion on taking your child out there. Weigh the pros and cons. Like just like what you were saying, you have sports. The child is sport inclined and want to play football, this sort of stuff. You want to travel. Yeah, Trinidadians love to travel. Those who don't want to travel and want to stay here all the days of their life and don't want to get vaccinated or their child, they will understand, because it will come a time that your child will graduate from school and want to go Florida University or whatever the case may be. You will need the vaccine. Whether you're going for a vacation in any foreign country, you will need to be vaccinated. So the choice is yours. The choice is mine, because we have foreign entity. We travel. My wife and I, we have grandchildren outside. We love to go and hug up. We vaccinated ourselves. The only thing what really ticked me off, so to speak, was the fact that the government of Trinidad and Tobago should have made aware to the public that other vaccine would have been available for those who have to travel. Instead of putting the Sinopharm vaccine like that's the only thing on the face of the earth. I would have taken the Sinopharm vaccine. So when I do go to Canada, I may have to quarantine for 7 days or pay some money or some sort of thing like that. Hopefully by next year, maybe the Canadian government and the Chinese maybe will make up and they will accept WHO and the Sinopharm vaccine for entry. But that's about it. I mean, I can go to the States and England and thing with the Sinopharm, but Canada says no. And if I had known that the government would bring in all these other good stuff, we would have waited a little while. But we are saying let's protect ourselves, and that's what we say to Trinidad. It's not the brand of the vaccine, but the protection. Whether it's temporary, whether it's a year, or 6 months, as the case may be, my wife and I are protected. We are seniors now. We are not 15 years old.
Yeah.
Okay?
So you would concur that there's sufficient information out there for the parents to make that informed decision?
Yes, it is out there.
And it need not necessarily have to depend on the government?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. I'm willing to that to Clarence. Mr. Rangib keeps saying the government had to put out information. But it is on record that the chairman is saying there's sufficient information out there for the parents to make an informed decision without government information.
That's correct. And I will tell you why. Approximately 3 weeks ago on the midday Ministry of Health discussion, a doctor by the name of Dr. Allen would have come on the program. She would have clearly laid out the necessary information for those who wouldn't understand the medical terms. She would have brought it down to earth. She would have had contact numbers out there. She would have said, if you don't understand something, give me a call. But I would have wrote her to the Ministry of Health for her to come on our program and let the parents know it in layman terms, just as she said it. but we got no response from the Ministry of Health. Okay? We'll go after them again because we want them on the program to give the necessary on-the-ground information to the public, because there's still people in doubt. Now, a lot have come out of that, and you've seen they would have been taking the Pfizer vaccine. Lines upon lines of people line up for Pfizer vaccine. Okay? Wherein they weren't taking that at all. Nobody wants Sinopharm. That's the Chinese, because the Chinese make the virus. You can't take that. All this was being said out there. But we have the Pfizer vaccine that will be expired, I guess, is in the month of November, that have to be used up. And if it's used up and all our children are not vaccinated, then you have to wait till whenever the U.S. government send another tranche. You understand?
So the window of opportunity is closed.
That's correct. And if you want to travel to North America for Christmas, get your vaccine. If you want to jump up for Carnival, get your vaccine.
So just before we go, Clarence, did you all approach the Ministry of Education formally with respect to your concerns on the disclaimer to have possibly have the disclaimer removed?
Well, not per se the Ministry of Education, but the government of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
And I would have done it publicly. And we are also in the process right now to send out today to the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, for that consultation meeting, whether it's one-on-one with us as a major stakeholder at this point in time in education and health. So we are looking forward for that. And Dominic, as we speaking with you and Jason here, what we are doing, we are also looking for is to put our advisory board in a stronger position. Now, while we may have a board of directors, what we have put in place is an advisory board to advise us in certain areas. And we are not saying whether you're vaccine or not, or you like it or you don't like it. It's your advice that goes to make the masses speak and understand where we are. Whether it's vaccine, like I said, whether it's unemployment, and we stress on the poverty reduction in our nation. So it's something we are looking at, and we want to start with our youths. There's where the problem is. When we look down the road, 10 years ago, those children were in secondary school. They are now the adults. Those are the one out here now having children. But any guidance out there? So we continue to look at crime and say, well, okay, we have 2,000 dropout last year, estimated by the Ministry of Education. What's the dropout rate now? What can we do to gather these children and give them something? We look at our CXC and CAPE, and we are not looking at the students that do the tech vox subjects. We are not saying, well done, a job, give them a trophy, a medal. These are the ones that we need. We need to also say thank you, because those are the ones who is running our nation in terms of TN Tech and WASA, and everywhere you look at is Tech Voc area that runs the country. And Tech Voc has fallen apart since the removal of John Donaldson Technical Institute. Right? So it's something we need to look at in terms of moving forward with education within our country.
Well, I want to thank you very much, Clarence, for taking the time this morning to chat with us, and certainly I will be contacting you again so that we could talk a little more on those last few points that you would have raised.
And I will be contacting you for you to bring your perspective on the budget.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, sir. So thank you very much, and
thank you guys.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch.
Okay. Have a good day.
You
Right,
too.
take care. Yes, Dominic.
Yes, Bruce. Right. Yeah, so we heard it there directly from the at the horse's mouth, so to speak. What is their position? There seems to be a little bit of a divergence of views between the PRO and the chairman.
Oh yes.
She's adamant, Ms. Rahim, that the government needs to provide further information and so on with respect to the vaccine, the side effects, and so on. But Mr. Mendoza is of the view that there's sufficient information out there for parents to make that informed decision. And I would hope that we would have thrown a few more things in the mix for them to consider. The fact that, as your children go, those who are now going into Form 1, given their ages, there are certain sports that have age groupings, and if you want to get your child into that, you wanna because the sooner the student population gets to herd immunity or gets to that number that the government is looking for, then they can now open up the wider school fraternity to maybe the lower forms as well.
But then too, Dominic, the sooner that happens also, because I have always been saying that, most governments, if not all governments around the world, they're watching what's going on in terms of with the children. Because I mean, if we could, we know that with the socializing and stuff is concerned, that's very, very heavy with the children. When children reach in the school, they're hugging up their friends, they think they're playing, So once we reach that with the children, then you find everything else should be able to, gradually open up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But I mean, aside from the dropout issue, because as we said, there are a lot of students who simply cannot cope with the online thing for one reason or another. If it is internet connectivity, some of them in their household may just be one device, and you have 2 or 3 children.
Yeah.
So it poses a challenge for them. And, just some children need that socialization, really, in order for them to function. So, but I did see that the Ministry of National Security and I think the Ministry of Education and some other are working towards finding those persons who have dropped out of the system with a view to putting things in place. Because I know the MyLat, My Part program does have, they're part of the program. Includes academia, so that you can do your subjects and so on. But it'll be interesting to see how they treat with that. Right. So in the few minutes, well, let me just read it because I know we had open by the lines. So I saw an interesting development, Bruce, with respect to this whole commission of police thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so I'm seeing now the political leader of the PEP, right, Mr. Philip Edward Alexander.
Okay.
Ever the opportunist. This man like a political vulture. He'd just be flying around looking for dead bodies to see what he could go and pick. Right? And true to form. So now, he did a live last night, and I'm hearing talking about, he all of a sudden he's the de facto defender for Gary Griffith. Nobody could defend Gary like he, right? Yeah, he taken from a side, he just swiping everybody, this one, that one, cutting them down, right? Why? Because his supporters are advocating for Gary Griffith to join the PEP and perhaps even for Gary to become the leader of the PEP because they figure that he has political currency because of his tenure at the time as Commissioner of Police, and that has raised his profile, and perhaps Gary has the wherewithal to raise the political stocks of the PEP and maybe even win a seat or 2 in the next general election. So of course, that is the train Philip going down now because he's desperate to get in Parliament. Desperate, right? So there's the latest. I mean, Oliver Real, seriously? Come on now, man. Either you're defending the man to keep his work as the Commissioner of Police, or you're advocating for him to join, well, I wouldn't even call that your limp noodle party, really, that need a shot of political Viagra, because right now, right, they need help, right? But if Gary chooses to go down that way, okay, so be it. But never a dull moment in sweet TNT. Right? And then I heard, well, I don't know if we have time to play it. The leader of the opposition, in a Monday night forum, right? Mm-hmm. Ever the conspiracy theorist, and as she admitted on Monday, Kirk Mayhew and Wade Mark are conspiracy theorists. I'll send it play. I'll see if we can get it because it's not that long. But she decides she's talking about the president, right? And bring the president into the fray.
Yeah, Papa.
But in addition to that, she tried to bring the Minister of Planning, Camille Robinson-Regis, into the fray, to talking about she wants to know if it's a bishop's conspiracy or a bishop's tea party behind the scenes, because the president went to bishops and she knows that Camille Robinson-Regis went to bishops too, and I think Bliss Bussard also went to bishops. I mean, it is only in the Grey Goose induced imagination of Kamala Prasad Bissessar that you could concoct a conspiracy theory like that. How the hell the Minister of Planning get into that? I mean, seriously, this is the Jeff Statolio.
No, but watch really? Talk about grasping for straws. They have Dominic, for months I've been saying they have nothing. So any little thing that comes their way, they're just trying to snatch and see if they could try and make something out of it. They have nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. If tomorrow Dr. Rowley decide he go and sit down home, pour a glass of Moby with some, as they say, with 2 blocks of ice in a glass and sip, you know what they will say? Look the Prime Minister drinking Hennessy and Lyman. They have nothing. They have nothing. Nothing. They don't have nothing. Oh boy.
Oh gosh. Hey, so you went to do your research to see what school the minister planning went to. So the president called up Mrs. Regis and she called Bless Superstar and whatever. Here now, ladies, let's concoct a conspiracy with respect to the Commissioner of Police now. Calling all Bishop alumni. Come. Let's cook up party conspiracy. Right.
Hey,
come now, ease off. Ease off now. You're having a little too much. Like her tolerance level, it going down, Bruce. Before she could have probably hold it, but wow.
I don't understand that, boy. Hey, oh boy.
I had to throw her into the waterfront elk. Yeah.
Fearless leader.
Yes. Leader of the pack. Come downstairs. Your public needs you. Oh, God, boy. Bruce, you can open the lights for a little bit before we go to the playway Piccadilly.
Lord Father, hey, never a dull moment, huh? Guys, you can call us up now, 342-00814665391.
342 is back up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
I was trying to get in when the guy was on, but pressure. But Bruce and Dominic, you know the same leading pharmaceutical companies that manufacture the different brands of the vaccine also do other drugs that your children will take, you will take, your uncle, nanny, everybody will take that has serious side effects. And you know, people have been taking drugs that give them side effects, some to come to it that offer these side effects. But you ever hear anybody sue a pharmaceutical company because of that? Now, I'm going down that road to point out that if the pharmaceutical company or whoever takes liability for something like that, you know, let's hopefully forgive. Because you see on the ads that they tell you, if you're taking this, don't use this, or if you're taking their product and you see that this start happening and, you know, stop taking it and consult your doctor. I would tell you, but, you know, people don't argue and quarrel about these things. We have been doing that for ages. Your kids go to school, they're drinking diabetes in a bottle every single day. By the time they reach the age of 30, they are type 2 diabetic and they don't even know it. And it's the same pharmaceutical drugs you have to go and take to control the diabetes. So, you know, we're making issues and we're not looking at the larger picture, which is a pandemic and people are dying and everybody have the right. But is it your right to not take a vaccine, to get the thing going to you, come out even stronger, and then me with my little vaccine, that it is stronger when I come and get it. And then I start sharing it home with my grandparents and them who took the vaccine, but because of it, it's much stronger. They used to come say, do I have a right now to go and sue you for giving me the vaccine that caused pain and grief to my family? Where were the rights then? You see, people don't understand there's no ultimate right. You can't go down that road just thinking about everything is your right. You also have to look at other people's rights too. Not about you. Look at the right. Look at the situation and what it is happening. How much people died so far? A man said yesterday, I need to research that we already succumbed the death toll from the Spanish flu already in terms of how much people died worldwide. I don't know how true that is, and I was saying I need to research it because I was saying sooner or later we'll surpass that. And if mankind has at least you read the history will tell you that when these things come out and thing again, you have to understand that you have to treat with it. Technology has changed long ago. In them days, They didn't have no airplane and those things, no airlines. It's by the sea, and the movement on the sea with steam engines and them was, so backward that it used to take you weeks into months to move from Europe to the Caribbean. So that would have contained the spread worldwide. So that's why it wasn't like rapid like how it is today. Because today everybody could leave New York now, and by after lunch you're in Trinidad, and you could be coming in with those things and spreading it. So we must be mindful. We okay.
Leave it there, my boy. Let me take some other calls. Guys, remember, is everybody trying to get in there? I know you all want to give your contribution, and some of the contributions may be lengthy, but we have to remember that there are other folks that want to call and give their contributions as well, okay? Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Dominic. Bruce, I'll be 1 minute. Mr. Mendoza is being disingenuous. I have been listening to Mr. Mendoza, as I said, for a month. Mr. Mendoza, they were saying, Ms. Rahim, and they were saying that the government is forcing the vaccines on people and their children, and they should not be doing that. So to come and say that people have a choice today, when he went and took the vaccine, and to say that the government was forcing the Sinopharm vaccine on people is wrong. The government never said that. The government are saying we are trying to get all the vaccines. We have applied for all, and whatever comes our way, we advise you to take it. Because a vaccine is a vaccine. So to say that it's being forced on people, no, they can't go Canada. Because Canadians accepting the Sinopharm is being disingenuous. That is totally wrong. And I admonish Mr. Mendoza for accepting that, for saying that, because he was not saying that all the time. But today he comes and he says that, and they have people going around and telling people, do not take the vaccine. They're not telling you have a choice. He's being disingenuous, and I condemn him for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Bruce, you're close. Morning to you and Dominic. You're close to your playway or our time?
You have about, let me say, 2 minutes.
Right. I just wanted to comment on Pandey, Michaela Pandey. And it's unfortunate, as Dominic said, because, I want people to assess, it's just a shame that we striving to be first world, but everybody have this canvassing and concern for the poor. And up to now, in the whole approach with the property tax, you're seeing where the poor is not really affected. Why are they pushing this narrative? Listen, if you get a form, the logistics to do this could take a year. By the time you finish, everything will be in place. The poor affected? And again, Bruce, Dominic, no matter what, UNC supporter is a UNC supporter. No matter what party they form, they have to please the base who will not support anything the PNM puts in office. So even Michaela Pandey. Check it after the play. That could get you.
Amen. Take care.
Right.
Caller, morning, quickly.
Bruce and Dominic, morning.
Morning.
My problem this morning is the man called Gigi. I want him to stop acting like a dictator. And humbly says, if you do good, go back there. If you ain't do good, go reject him. You fuss and fight and say I'm mediocrity. Jello.
Yeah, man. So guys, we're getting ready for Playway Pick of the Day, so I'll just take a minute to do that, and then we're going to get into our Playway Pick of the Day. So keep it locked. We play this after, Dominic?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
This is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Yo, it's more mega, more chances, more money, more fun. With the mega bonus ball, win 35 to 1. Playway is giving you more mega for your money. Win 35 to 1 and win mega payouts daily. Now you can win 35 to 1 in every Playway Mega Mix draw if the mega bonus ball calls. That means even more chances to win when you play any of the mega mix options. Hey, it's more mega, more cash, more ways to win. Playway Mega Bonus Ball, unleash your winner within. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
So welcome inside our Playway pick of the day. Remember, a player wagers a minimum of $1 on the base wager for a payout of $26. The Mega Mix draw then takes place after the Playway draw and pays a higher prize amount on 3 options: Mega Ball, Mega Ultra, and Mega Extreme if drawn. The Mega Mix prizes are as follows. The Mega Ball is 80 to 1, the Mega Ultra is 100 to 1, and the Mega Extreme is $125 to 1. Players now have an additional chance to win a higher payout with the Mega Bonus Ball promotion. Once you wager on a Mega Mix option and the Mega Bonus Ball is drawn for that option, you win a $35 to $1 Mega payout for that draw. There is no extra cost for the Mega Bonus Ball payout. So, guys, call me up 342-0081, 466-5391. Those are the numbers to call to give me your numbers for Playway Pick of the Day. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning,
Dominic. 21.
21.
And I've gone with that. Put all your money on 21. I've gone.
Caller, good morning.
Morning. Oh, great. This morning I couldn't get in at all.
Oh, Lord.
24 and 28. Okay.
24 and 28. Nice. So let me check out. See. Hold on. Take another call. Caller, good morning.
Yeah. Dominic and Bruce, 8 and 30.
8 and 30. Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to give us one thing here. Your boy always locked on, you know.
For that.
Caller, good morning.
That's man, Robin. Morning. Oh, God, the line was stopped this morning. I want us to talk about the vaccine.
Morning.
Put it in the hands of the Lord. Yeah, the fact I'll be 73 Sunday and I'll beginning to feel like Kamala, you know. I don't know what's that stupidness these days. My husband is 75 and 73, and oh Lord, we quarreling with each other, but we love each other till that do us part. Give me 32 all day.
All right, nice. Oh gosh. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning. 21 and 22, a man tell me teeth hot in the phone.
Dominic, you have Facebook. You seen Facebook or YouTube? Which one?
YouTube. I'm seeing 1, 11, and 16 from RW Jazz, and Sean Wharton says 3 and 13. Sean also says 36 or such. So they're brutal.
Hey, caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Bruce.
Morning, darling.
Yeah, I gave 29 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
28 this morning.
Yeah.
And 32.
Uh-huh.
And 23. Right? And
Nice.
5. Because my child is 50 years. 5.
Nice.
Right?
Yes, darling.
Let me just do one idea for today. Sharon? Mommy saw the morning everybody on the title. And Miss Cummins. All right.
Yes, darling. Take care.
Later.
So on Facebook, I'm seeing 24, 18, 17, and 1. Let me see. 3 and 16. Nice. 12 and 10. 117 and 23. Numbers for so.
And a man who want to get blocked.
Oh gosh.
We have a guy higher up, Randolph Coffee, says 3, 7, 8, 17, and 26.
Okay. Nice.
I wonder if he related to Rudal.
I don't know. I'll just be watching him every morning. He loose. I just need him take him on.
Oh gosh.
I reached to the point where I ain't even blocking them, I ain't even deleted them, it's for science study them. Let him stay there and continue to be that nuisance that he chooses to be. So guys, I'm getting the results for yesterday. Let's see if I have them here. Right. So yesterday morning, 29 OPM man with the Mega Ball, the Mega Ball played, Mega Ultra Ball played on a white ball. Midday, 26 foul, 2 white balls and a Mega Extreme Ball was played. In the afternoon, 23 house, 2 white balls and 1 Mega Ultra Ball. And in the evening, 26 foul with only white balls being called. So, for our numbers for today, we have 21, 24, 28, 8, 30, 32, 21, 22, 1, 11, 16, 3, 13, 36, 28, 23, 5, 24 again, 18, 17, 1, 3, 16, 12, 10, 4, 35, 3, 7, and 8. So, that was our Playway pick of the day for today. Remember, it's brought to you courtesy National Lotteries Control Board.
Yo, it's more mega, more chances, more money, more fun. With the mega bonus ball, win 35 to 1. Playway is giving you more mega for your money. Win 35 to 1 and win mega payouts daily. Now you can win 35 to 1 in every Playway mega mix draw if the mega bonus ball calls. That means even more chances to win when you play any of the mega mix options. Hey, it's more mega, more cash, more ways to win. Playway mega bonus ball, unleash your winner within. Players must be 18 years and over. Please play responsibly.
Yes, so welcome back. Yes, Dominic, we have something to play before we...
Yeah. Right. I have quite a few others, but I'll have to save them for Tuesday.
All right. Let me see.
There's no shortage of talking points in this country. Eh? So I might save about 10 more between now and Tuesday. Yeah.
Right.
And I want to say tonight They could twist the seats up, they could twist them down. They could pull from one, they could take from the next. They could thief from here, they could borrow from there. They could make the people in Mason Hall vote with bagatelle. They could do what they want. They curtail my book worse than a boogly on Good Friday morning. And so we are not afraid of the task at hand. And let me say this clear to members of the media who may ask, we are no money to go to no court. We are no money for senior counsel to fight EBC. We are no money for all of that.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, we reject outright this EBC order. And I have no doubt that when challenged in the courts, that this order will be struck down by the Supreme Court of Trinidad and Tobago.
And let me say this clear to members of the media who may ask, we are no money to go to no court. We are no money for senior counsel to fight EBC. We are no money for all of that.
The UNC have money by Fali. Don't worry yourself. Let apartheid cry. Don't worry. And I see the first salvo has already been thrown, Bruce, where some lady from Tobago, I believe it is, has filed a court action against the EBC, demanding information with respect to what was the criteria that they used to create these 3 new seats. Yes.
How long EBC in existence?
Thank you.
How long has the EBC been operating above board? Whoever went up against the EBC and win.
You forget for Narcissus Scope is Dr. Rowley stepdaughter, twice removed. That is call me Bert's cousin. That's Maxi Coffee niece. That's Foster Cummins' aunt. So all kind of relations going on in that cabinet, but and when you look at the names of the attorneys, Bruce, who are filing this action on behalf of this lady, it is names that usually come up whenever the UNC wants to challenge the government with anything. You know, the usual suspects, as they say now. They have Fali say, we have no money to go into court and we have no money. Don't worry, Fali. Kamla's got you covered.
Yeah, you'll get your business sorted out.
Yeah.
Don't worry about nothing.
Now, and again, the UNC seems far more concerned about these 3 new seats than the PDP who actually fight in the election. So, and this is the kind of development that leads you to ask the question whether or not the PDP is a proxy for the UNC in Tobago. You know. Okay.
Ah, boy. They're trying to say different for the longest while, but we've seen that that's not the case.
Right.
Eh. Ooh la la. Well, guys, we're getting ready to wrap up things here. Let me see. Let me see the Daily Word. So the Daily Word for today is understanding. My dawning understanding illuminates my heart and mind. Dawn breaks on a new day as the sky gradually grows light and the sun begins to ascend on the horizon. Understanding works much the same way. As a dawning of awareness and insight that often happens little by little. It's only natural to crave exhilarating aha moments and lightning flashes of complete understanding, especially about things that have been elusive. But true insight often arrives more quietly, first as a whisper in the heart and only later as a light in the mind. With gratitude and trust, I welcome my growing spiritual awareness. Through my understanding, I enrich my experience of the world, of myself, and of the awesome mystery of God. My mouth shall speak wisdom. The meditation of my heart shall be understanding. Psalm 49:3. So guys, basically that's all the time we have for today. It was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in ours. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Please God with the lovely Miss Sharon, Felix. And then again, Dominic will be in with you on Sunday. Please God.
Yes.
So Dominic, as we say, my friend,
ciao.
Of democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Woke up this morning and I'm feeling nice.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
I want to address some issues. Big man, I born in a poverty, but them thing I don't like. Every ghetto youth had to have the Benz park outside. A pretty girl passing my drink with 2 black eyes. You can't see life, nice, so nice, yeah. But they're talking. All your business out the road and they're walking. Watch out, it's inside the shoe, so them parking. And just put one bite on you, so we go study them. Yo, because Jah give me health and strength. So what we do? Mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up that. Cause we know bad mind people. And them protect me back. So what we do? Mash up,